AI is no longer trapped inside screen sets, moving onto our bodies, into robots, deciding access by age, and turning platforms like YouTube into full-stack economies. Apple is quietly working on an AI pin that could make wearables smarter than phones. Microsoft is teaching robots to understand language, touch, and adapt in real environments. OpenAI is rolling out age prediction inside chat, redefining who gets access to what. And YouTube is turning AI into a full creation and shopping platform heading into 2026. Let's start with Apple. According to a detailed report from The Information, Apple is developing a brand new AI wearable, roughly the size of a slightly thicker AirTag. Not glasses, not a watch, not a phone replacement. A pin, a flat, circular device designed to clip onto your clothing. Early prototypes described by people familiar with the project point to a thin aluminum and glass disc, a single physical button on the edge, and a rear charging system. Similar to Apple Watch. But the real story is what's inside. This pin reportedly includes two front-facing cameras, one standard lens and one wide-angle, along with 3 microphones, and a built-in speaker. That setup tells you everything about Apple's intent. This is not a passive tracker. This is a context-aware device, something that can see, hear, and respond without you ever touching a screen. Apple is reportedly targeting a 2027 launch window, but the project is still early, and Apple is very clear internally. If this doesn't meet their standards, it gets delayed or canceled entirely. That caution matters, because the AI pin category already has a graveyard. Humane's AI pin is the most famous example. Hundreds of millions raised, less than 10,000 units sold. Killed by latency, battery life, and limited real-world usefulness. Apple knows that history, and that's exactly why they're moving slowly, but the timing still makes sense. At WWDC, Apple laid out its vision for Apple Intelligence on-device models for everyday tasks, private cloud compute for heavier workloads, and extreme emphasis on privacy. What's been missing is real-world context. A phone only knows what you tell it. A wearable pin knows what's happening around you. And this is where Apple's hardware stack gives it a real advantage. Apple's custom silicon already includes highly efficient neural engines designed for low-power, on-device inference. Its UWB chips, U1 and now U2, already enable ultra-precise spatial awareness across iPhones, watches, and AirTags. Combine that with cameras, microphones, and AI, and suddenly you have a device that can recognize objects, understand scenes, and surface information instantly, without pulling a phone from your pocket. The dual camera setup is especially telling. A wide-angle lens captures environmental context. A standard lens focuses on detail. With 3 microphones, the pin could transcribe conversations, summarize meetings, or translate speech in real time. The speaker enables discrete audio responses, and that single button likely controls capture, mute, or assistant activation without relying on wake words. The use cases are subtle but powerful, identifying objects, logging ingredients while cooking, recognizing parts during repairs, pulling directions on the fly. Accessibility features like scene descriptions and object alerts. It could even double as a precision-finding beacon using UWB Part Assistant. Part safety device, but Apple still has to solve the same brutal problems that killed every AI pin before it. Battery life, thermals, and social acceptability. Always on. Cameras raise privacy concerns immediately. Apple will need obvious capture indicators, instant responses, and extremely strong privacy controls. And tight integration with iPhone and a cloud is non-negotiable. Now, quick detour. If you work with AI regularly and find yourself jumping between models just to see which one actually fits the task, today's sponsor, Mammoth, simplifies that entire workflow. Mammoth brings most major AI models into one dashboard. GPT, Claude, Gemini, Llama, Mistral, Grok, DeepSeek, Perplexity for deep research, plus image models like Flux, Nano Banana, and Recraft. The killer feature is comparison mode. Send the same prompt to multiple models at once and instantly see which one performs best. You can also create custom mammoths, presets for recurring tasks, and organize everything into projects. On the privacy side, Mammoth is Europe-based, hosted in Germany, fully GDPR compliant, and your data isn't used to train models. Plans start around €10 per month. Links in the description. Now back to the story. While Apple pushes intelligence onto the body, Microsoft is pushing intelligence into machines that move and touch the physical world. Microsoft Research has unveiled a new robotics AI model called Robo Alpha, designed to solve one of robotics' Biggest weaknesses: adaptability. RoboAlpha is Microsoft's first robotics model derived from its vision language family, built specifically for what they call physical AI instead of rigid scripts in controlled environments. This system translates natural language instructions into real-time control signals for robots performing complex, two-handed manipulation tasks. It's currently being tested on dual-arm platforms and humanoid robots. What makes RoboAlpha different is multimodal sensing, not just vision, but tactile feedback. That means robots can adjust their actions based on touch, not just what cameras see. Microsoft plans to add force sensing and other modalities next, pushing robots closer to human-like interaction. Adaptability is the core feature. When a robot makes a mistake, human operators can intervene using intuitive 3D tools. The model learns from those corrections and continues improving even after deployment. Training data has always been the bottleneck in robotics. Microsoft addresses this by mixing real robot demonstrations with high-fidelity simulation and reinforcement learning pipelines running on Azure. Simulated trajectories are combined with commercial and open datasets collected from real robots. The goal is clear: give robotics companies control, train on their own data with their own machines. RoboAlpha launches through a research early access program, with broader availability planned through Microsoft's Foundry platform. As robots enter human environments, adaptability, learning, and trust become everything. Now, OpenAI is tackling a different real-world problem: age, safety, and access. OpenAI has begun rolling out age prediction inside chat to estimate whether an account likely belongs to someone under 18. This isn't based on one signal. It analyzes behavioral patterns, account age, usage timing, long-term behavior, and stated age when confidence is low. The system defaults to a safer teen experience. Accounts flag as under 18 face tighter limits on graphic violence, risky viral challenges, sexual or violent roleplay, self-harm depictions, and extreme beauty or dieting content. Adults who are incorrectly flagged can restore access through an age verification flow using selfie-based verification via persona.u. rollout is coming soon due to regulatory requirements. This sits inside OpenAI's broader teen safety framework, including parental controls, quiet hours, feature restrictions, and high-risk alerts. Reactions are mixed. Some welcome stronger guardrails, others worry about false positives and behavioral inference. It's a reminder that AI isn't just about capability, it's about governance. And that brings us to platforms. YouTube is laying out an aggressive roadmap for 2026. In his annual letter, CEO Neil Mohan outlined YouTube's next phase: AI-powered creation, in-app shopping, and major shorts upgrades. Creators will be able to generate shorts using their own digital likeness, build simple games from text prompts, and experiment with AI-assisted music creation. Adoption is already massive. Over 1 million channels used AI creation tools daily in December. 20 million users discovered content via the Ask tool. 6 million viewers watched at least 10 minutes of auto-dubbed content daily. At the same time, YouTube is strengthening spam and clickbait detection to fight what Mohan called AI slop. Commerce is the other pillar. In-app checkout is coming, letting viewers buy without leaving YouTube. Over 500,000 creators are already part of YouTube Shopping, generating millions in sales. New brand tools will allow Shorts creators to add sponsor links. Older videos will support post-publish brand swaps, creating recurring revenue. Shorts itself is evolving. Image posts are coming to the feed, blending static and video content. With nearly 200 billion daily views, Shorts is becoming a full mixed media ecosystem. YouTube also rolled out stronger parental controls, including the ability to limit or completely disable Shorts scrolling. YouTube says it paid over $100 billion to creators in the past 4 years. The 2026 roadmap is designed to keep creation, discovery, and commerce inside one platform. So here's the real question: is Apple's AI pin finally the one that sticks, or is it just another wearable destined for the tech graveyard? Drop your take in the comments. Like, subscribe for more AI and tech breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next one.